Now Kendrick dog, we need you out here, man. We're starving, goddammit. Actually, let's slow down, take a breath, and realize that the creation of truly timeless music takes time. I've personally never heard about a classic album being created in a week. That's just not how it works. Good things take time, you know? As a side note, really quickly, if you guys could do me a favor, and number one, make sure you're subscribed. There's a whole lot of people out there who watch my videos but simply forget to subscribe. Number two, if you enjoy my content, don't forget to to drop a like for your boy. Obviously, this is only if you actually like my content. If not, then you can do what you want to do. Anyway, continuing. You see the title though, why Kendrick is taking so long to drop music. Why is that the case, you may ask? He actually opened up about this on an interview from the other day with Baby Keem, who's obviously been going super crazy this year. So yeah. Let's talk about it. Now, K-Dot, professionally known as Kendrick Goat Lamar, Kendrick's absence in the industry is for sure very much felt. I think this is one of those rappers who's made such an impact on people to the point where whenever he does take a step back, even though he consistently leaves us with timeless bodies of work, it's almost like you never truly get enough of the greatness. Real talk. Kendrick is so much not all up in people's faces. Compare him to one of his peers like Drake and you definitely see the contrast and how little he tries to stay relevant. The music obviously speaks for itself when it comes to him, and I think that's probably one of the biggest reasons why it is so easy to support him. This is a rapper who's made it to the top while never sacrificing himself or his morals in the process, which that's beautiful to see because he's living proof that that's possible. Now let's talk about this Kendrick dropping music conversation though, because obviously the fans are getting to a point where they're fiending for some new music. After all, it's been well over 3 years since Kendrick dropped an album. It'll be 4 years in 2021. This is not really unusual for him though. Kendrick does take his sweet time between releasing projects. The shortest time between him dropping a project was between Section 80 that dropped in 2011 and Good Kid, Mad City that of course dropped in 2012. The time between them dropping was a little over 15 months, so a little over a year. Between Good Kid, Mad City and To Pimp a Butterfly, it was about 2 years and 4 months. Between To Pimp a Butterfly and Damn, it was 2 years and a month. He of course did drop that untitled, unmastered project in between, but that was obviously a project full of throwaways, so I don't think that's anything worth noting. But between Damn and now though, it's been over 3 years and 6 months. For sure the longest amount of time we've gone without a new Kendrick album. But the other day though, he did this interview with Magazine ID and the interviewer was Baby Keem. The part on this interview that I want to specifically highlight is of course regarding him dropping music. Why is he taking so long to drop an album? What he said was pretty short and sweet, but I think it offers a little bit of insight into how an artist like Kendrick operates. At first, him and Baby Keem have a little conversation about what it was like starting to record music at an early age. Kendrick offers Keem some perspective on him starting to make music super early, relates it back to how it was for himself, and then the conversation transitions into this. Kendrick says, I can see from the outside in that people think that it's overnight. I remember when I came out on my first album, people thought it was overnight, but it was years on top of years of doing it, and that dedication counts, man. Keem gives his own take on what he said, and then Kendrick continues and ends it with this. I get it, that's what will take me so long to do albums. I spend the whole year just thinking about how I'm gonna execute a new sound. I can't do the same thing over and over again. I need something to get me excited. I see you get frustrated sometimes because you want some new shit. I think that's him talking to the fans on that last part, kind of saying, I get that you want new music, but this shit takes time. And why does it take time? Well, because I'm pondering and thinking about how I'm gonna create some kind of new sound. I need something that's gonna make me enthusiastic, get me excited about the process. This is an extremely simple and straightforward reply to the whole conversation and question regarding why Kendrick takes so long to drop new music. I think we as fans a lot of times have a tendency to complicate things. You know, 1 + 1 = 2, meaning great things take time. Let me put it to you like this. The amount of effort Kendrick spends just thinking about the execution is greater than the effort your average rapper puts into the actual music. So him just thinking about the process and execution is pretty much 50% of the work. Like he said, I spend a whole year thinking about how I'm gonna execute a new sound. Now see, the thing is, even if he doesn't create an entire new sound, I don't think that's the point of what he said. The amount of detail that goes into his art takes a great level of preparation. The kind of preparation most rappers are obviously not willing to put in. Even a lot of his peers don't put in in that kind of effort, which obviously makes sense. He's a different breed. That's what makes Kendrick special. I'm gonna speak for myself here, but I'm personally the kind of fan who could wait another 2 years for some new Kendrick if I know that for sure that's what it will take to perfect whatever album that's gonna come in the future. The sheer amount of music that's dropping is for sure conditioning us to want it now. Obviously, someone like Kendrick didn't set himself up for failure by getting his fans accustomed to getting a lot of music from him. That's why he's in a weird way, you know, kind of like protected and shielded himself from getting sucked into this new industry standard of dropping a lot of content. I also think that's why I'm sitting here having this conversation while you're most likely getting excited about what's to come in the future from Kendrick. If you're a fan of this guy, you've already bought into him as an artist, you like his music, and whenever he does end up dropping that album, you'll drop whatever you're doing, sit down and be ready to digest it. It's one of those things where we just have to get it through our head that the process is to be respected. It's not to be rushed. All I know is that whenever that album does end up dropping, there's gonna be a lot to talk about, a lot to break down, so many different topics for Kendrick to touch on, and I just think he's gonna have a lot to say about the things that have happened and the things that are currently going on in the world. But yeah, there you have it. Kendrick is obviously a very quiet rapper, doesn't do too much press at all, so whenever he does have something to say, I think there's always gonna be a conversation to be had about whatever he says. But what's your thoughts on this topic though? Why do you personally think Kendrick takes so much space in between dropping projects? What's your take on his explanation behind why he does take a lot of time in between dropping albums and overall just music? Definitely let me know in the comment section below and let's have a discussion about this.